guys, right now we're in a hotel and it's called Londonhouse in Chicago over here for some bed.
Well, we're not really. I have the same thing as my brother, just I don't have the buffet. It's really good food. We're gonna go out later outside.
Building to the left. It may look contemporary. This is 1983. Excellent example of contextualism. The curve of the building imitates the curve of the river. The blue reflected glass makes the whole neighborhood look good. That's the point, flattering the contrast. You probably noticed in the Y-shaped building directly in front of the boat, looks like a bottle of wine upside down. Let's start talking about it. 150 North Riverside, it's about 5 years old office building. Because of the Y shape of the base of the building, the footprint of the building at ground level only occupies 20% of its lot space. It's got an 1.5-acre plaza around the base of the building. Now, why is it built like a Y? Actually, a good reason. The back 2/3 of that lot are occupied by active Amtrak Metra train lines. They go underneath the plazas. That's what those round exhaust vents are for. On the riverside, the city requires a 30-foot setback from the river for public access. So it was really pinched in this narrow parcel. The base of the building is 39 feet wide. Now, the building is not going to fall over. It's got these giant caisson legs that go down into the bedrock. It's not going to fall, but it is going to sway in the wind. All these big buildings sway a little bit. The problem, that swaying actually makes people nauseous. You get a little seasick in a moving building, so you got to try to stabilize it. Well, Chicago's pretty good at it. We're going to talk about 3 techniques to stabilize swaying buildings. The first technique, this building has what's called inertial slush dampers. Here's what this one is. Inside the top floor of the building, there's 160,000 gallons of water in 12 tanks. Here's the way it works. Look at me for a second. When the building sways in one direction, the water in the tank simultaneously sloshes back the opposite way, correcting for that movement, helping bring the building to rest faster, like a giant water shocking program. Over to the left, Bank of America building, just finished in the last 6 months. It takes about 3 years, cost about $800 million for a skyscraper like this. We're in the market for one. Remember we said the city requires a 30-foot setback from the river for public access. Look how this building dealt with it. They vaulted the 3rd floor with these giant tripod legs. Look at the size of those beams holding up the building. There's some nice Christmas decorations up there. Over to the right, we are going to step into what we call our time machine. And we say that because these 5 buildings coming up on the right were built chronologically. So we're going to march through time. We're going to decode these old buildings. They're going to tell us what was going on. The first one you'll see to the right, Art Deco. 1929, streamlined verticality, roaring 20s. Until the 20s stopped roaring. Remember your history. What happened to the U.S. economy in 1929? Remember the stock market crashed. Country goes into the Great Depression, followed by World War II. Do you know that because of the Depression and the war, they were blaming somebody. They were looking for a scapegoat. And of all people, they blamed a cow. Can you believe it? They said Mrs. Catherine O'Leary's cow intentionally kicked over a kerosene lantern which started the fire. Now, personally, I don't think it's true because I've known Irish cows. They wouldn't do that on purpose. They think the cow was framed. Cowspiracy. This is the second city. One of the reasons it gets the nickname, the second city. It rose up out of the ashes of the old. Big urban fires attract architects. Right? He came from around the country to rebuild this city, which is why we're on an architectural boat tour. These architects who came, they were smart. They had learned that wood apparently is flammable, and so they started building buildings with steel frames. In fact, within half a generation, Chicago is the birthplace of the first 10-story steel-framed skyscraper. Not a garden in a city. That's a different priority. He wants every Chicago citizen to be within walking distance to a park. You know there are 613 parks in the city of Chicago. 9% of the land is park space. Many of our 246 neighborhoods are named after. It's like a big champagne bottle, not Deco in this building. Eyes up, cameras up, guys. As we come up on the bridge up here to the right, you're going to have one of your best photo ops. Because you're going to see all these different architectural styles on display. Meanwhile, we're going to keep talking about how Chicago has a way different feel than East Coast cities. Different vibe than New York and Boston. Many reasons for it. Here's one of the reasons. It's about the space. Look at the space around the buildings that you're photographing right now. These buildings can breathe. You can breathe. That's how you build in Chicago. Compared to this, look at these 4 buildings. This is they build in the East Coast. Over here, can I ask you all to turn? Here's why, is that the boat is gonna, when we come into our dock, the boat is gonna bump against the wall the very last second, so we don't want anybody get knocked over, right? And so here's what I'm gonna ask, is everyone just to stay seated until we're all the way in, all the way tied up, just like on an airplane, fasten seatbelt lights on. Now here's what you can expect. They took your boarding photos, didn't they? Now, when you get off the boat, I'm going to lead you up the ramp and up the gate up there, open the gate for you, and you're going to see those boarding photos, which are very classy, professional photos with some nice Chicago skyline. Also, I'm going to be at the top of the stairs as you get off the boat. If you got anything else, you're maybe glad to receive any other questions that you might have.